Greetings and salutations. It is 8:03 p.m. Eastern, 5:03 p.m. Pacific, 1:03 a.m. at China Mike's house because he's watching on replay. Great show today, buddy. Well, great show yesterday for you, mate. Welcome to the Sunday Night Hang. I'm your host, Ben. Well, you know that. It says my name's on the channel. That's right. A lot of people call it the Custom Guitars channel. I can understand how Phil McKnight feels. So this is the Mother's Day special, the third annual, because we started it a year late, because I dropped the ball the first few months of having the channel. Little different this year for obvious reasons. So permanent new guest for the Monday Night Hang, Sunday Night Hang, Mother's Day special, my lovely sister, Amanda. Yay!
Yeah.
And I have to say, you can see when you're backstage, you can't see, but I can see like both of us in small preview windows below the main screen while the title's going.
Right.
So it was like, you know, those late night shows or the stand-up specials where they start in the shows, the guy backstage getting ready. I'm totally watching, and you literally sit down with like 2 seconds to go. And it's like, bing, and we're live.
I can't see the chat. I tried to open the chat and it made everything go bad.
Technology doesn't like us, folks. So
I'm
relay anything we have. We're able to put stuff on the screen. So first of all, we already have 55 people in here.
Oh, I could get a tablet.
So let's do roll call. So we've got, I start at the bottom and work my way back because that's how I roll. We've got CJ in the chat. Great to see CJ in here. Late night for CJ. We've got Terry's 932 G's in the house. He's expanding coverage all the time, I swear.
All the cheese.
All the cheese. All the cheese. We've got APB, a.k.a. Dave Matheson.
Yes.
A.k.a. former classmate of yours back in the ENSS days.
He's one of the Daves I know. He's one of the Daves I know.
He is. I had that song stuck in my head the other day.
Now you got it again.
Great. Yes. We've got Music Therapy Laz, who is in our thoughts. I'm afraid to ask if there's an update on Roxy. Well wishes, positive vibes, my friend.
Yes.
There's Valeria Soto.
Queen.
Nice. Billy
awesome.
Baloney's here. XMG12. Roadie's Jam Cave. Brad Guitar Miller. Your favorite Miller. My second favorite Miller. I'm going with Steve Miller tonight.
I wish you could put the chat right there so I could read it.
Let's see who else we have. Symmetry here. We have the Basement Guitar Superstar.
I heard he's got a solar power laser beam guitar. He does. I'd sing it, but I don't want to get tagged. He's got
Once we figure out her work schedule for Thursday, I'll reply to your email. Once I know if I'm free, then we'll set that up, my friend. Yeah. We've got Damage 262 here. Nice. We've got Michael B.
Hi, Michael B.
We've got Dwayne McKnight. We have Brother James with JJ's House of Jams in the house.
Hey.
Fruitcake Tony is here.
Tony.
Nice. Sean Hockey. Milk Tea.
Milk.
Dave Lewis. 1:04 a.m. in the UK for him. So it's not cousin Dave Lewis. It's just another Dave Lewis that we know. It's another Dave we know.
Because I was literally thinking that today when I saw Dave Lewis in another chat. I was like, wouldn't that be so funny if that was cousin Dave Lewis and we didn't know?
I asked him that before. I'm like, are you my cousin Dave? And he's like, no, I'm not. Fair enough. Tito is here. Awesome. Effing Believable is here for Canucks with Mothers. Perfect. Mark Randall. I Rock Z Blues, because it's Canadian, but I Rock Z Blues. Good to see you, my friend. Fret Level Midnight. Hip Metal Works. John ZD351. Mikey Newman. See, Craig Lee is here. Lovely Janice, always here. Awesome. We've got Papa Blue, Martin Lemaire, BC Rich 581, EC Painter, Scott Brockway, next week's guest. Thomas Santiago.
Thomas Santiago.
Down and back with Corn Doug. He's just here for the subs, I know. Yeah. Sub sandwiches, that is. Not subscribers, sub sandwiches.
Subor.
James Piva. Dang it. James is here. Perfect.
James.
I saw a couple of Vince RJ, Troy Alcorn. I saw earlier Paul Fuchs, Rob 212, Jose Benito Martinez Jr., Dale Palmer.
Dale's here and it's not the end.
I know.
It's so funny. I might as well just do this because I don't need it to the side.
Oh,
because
dang.
my laptop's not working.
Thanks very much, CJ. We've got a new channel member.
Hey, that's exciting. Yeah, this is better.
You just do what you need to do.
That's all I can do. I need a word.
Nice. So I hope everyone's doing well. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, ask away. There's Six String Brian.
Yay. Hey, Brian.
One of my favorite Brians.
I know a lot of Brians.
You know more Jens.
It's getting to be a bit of a race there. Rob's, and Jen's, and Dave's.
Watchman for You is here. James is here. Nice. Will Varilla made it. Awesome.
Yes.
73 folks in here. So we're hanging out. Excuse me, having fun. We're drinking wine, talking. We were talking April wine briefly
What are you
off
drinking?
there.
I'm drinking Three Dog Winery.
At night?
Yeah. Three Dog Winery, the Grigio. It's named for 3 rescue dogs who live, love, and play there.
Nice.
Excellent. It's made in Picton.
I'm drinking the Sibling Rivalry, of course.
Nice.
Oh, Picton wine. Just hope you don't make it Picton water. Very few people that are watching will get that, but that's okay.
Little lifeboat.
Nice. Nice. Who else we got in here? Who did I just see pop in there?
Who popped in?
Fret Level Midnight says, Jen is basically what every female in Canada is named, including my ex. Well, at least half of the women I've ever dated in life have been some variant of Jen, Jennifer, Jenny.
Yeah.
Or at least that's how they're in my contacts list to figure out who was who. I don't delete contacts just in case a crazy one reaches out. You want to make sure it's the right one.
My tuxedo is very restrictive.
Fret Love Midnight says Brighton, Ontario water. Love it. Okay.
People have wells in Brighton. Okay, this has to go. Sorry. Has to go.
Unbelievable says my ex too.
Nice.
Mitch Heyman's here. Nice. John says Three Dog Winery. Joy to the wine.
Joy to my wine. I don't drink it all the time. I don't. This is a special occasion. Last time I drank was my birthday show. No. Bye Bye Mama show. Bye Bye Mama show. That's the last time I had drinks. Was with y'all.
There we go.
So
And the last time I drank was hanging out with y'all.
Yep.
But I just do it more often, so I drink more. I got to get more booze, by the way, especially with the birthday hang coming up.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Charles Lancaster says, I did a couple years at ENSS.
Did you so?
I believe Charles said he's out of Coburg. I think Charles is the guy from Coburg. Newer fellow to the... Oh, she just happens to have a Blue Dragons yearbook right there. Hey, Jeff K.
This is how old I am. Ben's not in this. I'm sorry.
No, I dipped out the spring before she arrived.
I am, though.
Because, well, let's be honest, for the sanity of the Northumberland Newcastle School Board, they didn't want both of us in the same school at the same time.
Truth.
They're like, why are you guys not alike at all, but get along? And
yeah, people really didn't understand completely why we were
hey, CNA.
Related.
Oh, somebody just claimed he's in that one.
Jeffy's here. You are. Oh my God, I just looked at your picture. Oh, I'm so excited you're here.
Lots of, yeah, that's good. Shane, Dave would be in it.
Yeah, but I don't know what grade Dave was in.
Oh, CJ has a good question here, I guess. I don't know. Let's
Yeah,
see.
I want a
Ben,
question.
with guitars, all right, sure. What do you go for with guitars? Style over tone, tone over style, or feel of guitar, or even style and tone over feel? Good question. Dave says he was in grade 12.
This is my grade 11.
You're not. It's not autofocusing, so we're not incriminating people by showing off yearbook photos too. The nice folks are taking the time to tune in all 84 of them. Amanda, don't be throwing people under the bus. Question is yes. So, what am I thinking, CJ? That's a good question. Feel, and how it sounds. I know Dave Nesdall talks about it, like especially an electric guitar. What does it sound like unplugged? Is it resonant? You know, does it really ring out? That's because I can put better pickups in it to improve tone. I can put treble bleeds and sorry, Lawrence, if you're lurking. I said treble bleed. You could do upgrades to help with the playability and the tonability. Oh dear Lord, there he is. Pops!
Quentin James. I feel like Quentin James needs to be ordained. Like, how awesome would that be?
Yeah. Brad asks, has Amanda got those new strings on yet, Ben?
No.
Well, there you
Ben.
go. Okay. I know, it's how it's my fault if you don't change your strings.
Look, you're not alone.
That's right.
Yep.
Vance Hicks says, yeah, playability is first for me. A little bit, Watchman.
Bulky this is. See how bulky this is? It's like this I don't need. Right here, not required. It's like
Steinberger.
Right in the way. Huh?
Steinberger? Yeah.
Well,
little Steinberger.
Maybe, yes. Maybe, yes.
That's the little Eddie Daniel guitar, no headstock. Played Summer Nights on it.
I don't think this is even in tune right now. No, it's not. It's not. That was bad.
Michael B's like, Freebird! And BC Rich got, name range like Hannibal. Yes, that is Hannibal.
This is Hannibal. Isn't it?
Brad says, Miss Linda says hi, Amanda. And we want to say a big hello to Miss Linda and Brad. They're going through a rough spot right now.
Look.
We got 91 people watching. Fretlow Midnight says, it has a boob cut.
Well, it doesn't. That's the point. And I don't want one because, no, I'm not that girl. But it's right. It's like right in the way, but it's almost at my neck.
Well,
like
I'm wondering though if you played standing up, how it would be different too, right? Because I was just thinking, the suffragettes, you know, they play the offsets.
I want a bass.
You want a bass?
Mm-hmm. You do. I think I'd be a great bass player. That thing. Wait, that's not the one I was thinking of. Didn't you have like a really big, giant, heavy, giant one?
In high school, it was like a Fender P-Bass. I sold it to Bill Leader in like 1990 or 91.
That makes sense because he's a giant.
Let's see here. St. Vincent model might work. Mitch Heyman had a question. He goes, Ben, I have a question. See, I thought he had a question. Do you ever play guitar with headphones? That is the only way I can play if my wife is at home. No, I do not.
I do.
I went to play for a bit before Amanda jumped in on the call, and I always have the amp turned up more for shooting demos because that way it drowns out me playing acoustically. Mm-hmm. It was still pretty much at stage volume. I'm like, ooh, that is loud across the room because it throws pretty good. And yeah.
I don't have an amp. I don't own one.
Not yet.
I don't own any pedal. Mostly because I don't own an amp. I just don't have time for that yet.
Not yet.
I don't. I would love to, but I'm in charge of a lot of things right now.
Yeah. Oh.
It's a busy time.
Dave Lewis is asking, which make and model is that guitar?
It's a Squire Jazzmaster Affinity.
So that'd make it a hardtail 2 humbucker.
See? Look at me showing
Custom
off.
knobs.
Ooh.
Craig Lee says he doesn't have any pedals either. And hello to Sean Zimmerman.
Hey, Sean. Well,
Rising Havoc wishes you a happy Mother's Day.
Hey, Rising Havoc. I saw you earlier.
I saw Valerie's restreaming her acoustic right now.
Valerie is cool AF, just so you know.
Do I know Valerie?
She's a moderator in Andy's chat.
Oh, okay. Well.
And she's a moderator with me. I look like I'm like, oh, hey. That's why you guys hold your guitars like this, make you go big.
We try. Milt T says, did you say Bill Leader? Been a long time since I've seen him. Yeah, me too.
Yeah, me too. He's probably chopping down trees with his legs or something.
I think Dad was trying to get in touch with him in the last few months.
You know what, Ben? I really could not describe to you what is in my own guitar, which is really pathetic.
It's stock.
But what is it? I don't know.
All right. Well, we can go over that in a moment. I'm just looking. There's double R guitar. Rob 212 says happy Mother's Day to Ben's mom in heaven and his mom in heaven. Yes, unfortunately, Rob lost his mom not too long ago as well. So well wishes, brother. You know, we'll pull through this together. All right.
Well,
so what you got there?
His mom, but our mom is probably well into a box of wine by now.
All right. So let's hold that up. What you got there is, let's look at the bridge first. That is your quasi vintage style saddles. When I say quasi, because they are a cast saddle. It's not a stamp saddle like the vintage, but it has the illusion or look of the vintage style saddle. Got your stock Squire humbuckers in it, which were medium output, as I recall. They sound nice. They sound decent. You've got Telecaster knobs on it. It did not come with tele knobs, but everything looks better with Telecaster knobs.
Yep.
I don't think I replaced the switch tip. I think I left the switch tip stock. I only had the guitar like a couple of days, maybe a week tops.
No, I mean, people shouldn't expect me to have something fancy. Come on now. Give me a break.
Yeah, I just remember I got it and I thought, you know what? This might be a good look. Like I knew it, like it played well. I did a setup on it. It didn't play well when I got it, but I did a setup on it. And I remember I used it for a live stream and it sounded pretty good. And I remember I sent you a photo. I said, what do you think of this? You're like, well, that's cool. And I said, all right, it's yours. You're like, what? So, yeah. Hey, Jeff Harper.
Hello. That's exactly what I said.
Did I give you a gig bag with it too?
What?
Did I give you a gig bag with it too?
Yes.
Okay. Because I remember I got a gig bag with it, and I didn't recall if I kept the gig bag or not. I didn't think it. Hey, let's see. We've got Eclipse Brewing here. Welcome to Eclipse Brewing.
Hi.
Awesome. And we have, which we have to clarify, this is Rob Baker of New Jersey.
Rob Baker, New Jersey.
Not Rob Baker of Ohio. Not Rob Baker of Kingston, Ontario.
No. But in my head, it's I said this in another chat. Rob Baker, New Jersey, the lawyer. That's what I say.
Right. Yes.
I don't remember the chat that initially popped up on. It was a while ago.
Dave said he watched the video where Amanda got that guitar. You two are comical. You know, that video gets 1 view a day every day, it seems. 1 or 2 every day.
It's because I'm awesome.
I'm laughing. I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing at this. Scott Brockway says, I don't have any pedals either. Shove 70 pedals under desk.
Yeah, well, shove them my way, Scott.
That's a long shove. He's in Idaho.
Hey, Listen.
Hey, Arthur
We all
Gonzalez,
have
man.
goals. Ooh,
Awesome.
ooh,
Arthur Gonzalez.
ooh.
I see Arthur around here, there, and sometimes everywhere.
Well, I'm glad that he's here now.
Definitely, I'm going to say a Pete Thorne regular. I know that. Dave Lewis says, I've got a Paul McCartney fretless bass, which I love, but it's a pain to play sitting down. It digs into my ribs.
Eesh.
Is that like a Hofner style? I get it if it is. They're meant to be played standing up. BC Rich shipped out a pedal today. He sold it today. Good thing he shipped it out then. Only 17 more to go.
You're just a big gifter otherwise. Awesome.
Yep. That's cool. Arthur says, yeah, I'm a guitar junkie. Yeah, aren't we all? Hey, there's one of your faves. Robot Master Switch.
Hello, Robot Master Switch. It's my robot with a guitar.
Nice. Oh, wow. We got all kinds of... okay, so Mr. Lancaster, I'm mistaken because I forgot. Chris lets us know when Chris is in the house from Coburg.
Chris. Coburg East or Coburg West? Which high school did you go to?
Well, if it's Coburg West, he behaved in life. If it's Coburg East, you either were living in a reform home or your parents didn't like you enough to get you out of that school. I kid. Although...
as long as he wasn't at Brookside.
Yeah, I'll just remember that I hung out with a few people that got kicked out of Coburg East and they ended up in Brighton. And I'm like, great, you're cool. There's John DeShane, fellow Canuck.
John DeShane.
Met him through the Pete Thorne channel as well. Rising Havoc. Dang. Good to see you both. Cheers, Ben. Well, cheers to you, Riving
Havoc.
It's like Rival Havoc. It was like going to say, I don't know.
A rising Havoc.
I can probably talk better after I have a bowl.
Yes.
Well, that's a good question. Basement Guitar Superstar. Basement Guitar Superstar. See, that's how
Superstar.
it's been that way in my head since the first time. I'm like, Basement Guitar Superstar. All right, so Basement Guitar Superstar, my favorite CHL team. Well, when I used to follow hockey, it was at that, because they still exist at the time, was the Belleville Bulls of the OHL.
Yeah.
Because I'm like right outside of Belleville, so
Well,
local boys. Yeah. Oh, really? Brookside just shut down. They finally shut her down.
wow.
There we go.
Wow.
Scott Brackway's asking if he's going to have to end up making you a signature pedal.
Yes. That's exactly what that means.
And to confirm, Chris's family did love him because he went to Coburg West.
Oh, I didn't know anybody that went to Coburg West.
Of course not. Because there was no carryover.
I lived in Colburn for a while.
Arthur says, you know my band, Mr. Creepy, has Mike Frote from Black's Label Society. Ah, okay. We also had the late and amazing Shane Gibson from Korn.
Ooh.
Trying to get back to recording soon. Awesome, man. And hello to Jason Lindholm.
Hello, Jason Lindholm.
And the Feel Button, one of my faves.
Oh, haven't seen you in a while, Feel Button.
Along with AQ Music.
Hello, AQ Music.
Michael Cross. I could just keep doing this. This is great.
Yeah, you could just keep doing that. It's enjoyable. It's a jazz master.
We got the North Bay Shredder himself, Preston Smith, in the house.
Hello, Preston Smith. Saw you earlier today.
Chris has taken a bold step, admitting he's originally from Castleton. That is a bold step.
Are you from in town, the metropolis?
No. Are you from uptown, aka the top of the hill, or downtown, aka the bottom of the hill?
That's the coolest general store, though. The way those like doors go whack.
One of the best general stores, one of the last existing true general stores.
It's
and
enjoyable.
I used to hang out. Well, put it this way, there's the general store, and then if you cross the street, that side street, there's the repair garage, right?
Yep.
Okay. Well, Jason Kenny owns that now.
Right.
I think. And then right across the street is where Rich Mutton used to live.
Oh yeah.
Like right there.
Right.
Again, we just alienated of the 95 people watching. 3 know what I'm talking about, and 2 are on camera.
Listen, Ben said we decided that this was going to be just like us hanging out, and this is what Ben and I hanging out looks like.
Oh, now I know where Charles is based out of. He says, I was also living in Castleton. What are the chances? For folks who don't know, like literally, the Castleton's like population 400 people. Like
there's 75% of the population.
And that was in Tweed.
Castleton's bigger than Plainfield, so not.
Oh. Hey, Driddle. Driddle's not in Castleton. I believe Driddle's in Colorado. Awesome. Half the chat. Well, there's 100 people watching. How many are from Castleton? Basement Car Superstar feels like he's the only non-Canuck here. Well, you know what? No, we're all Canucks at hearts here. That's right. Chapman says the Chapmans are from Castleton.
I was going to say Chapman. You're probably dying right now, Chappie. This is
killing me. Holy crap, indeed.
Chappie's from Goldberg-ish, right?
Oh, Leonard Ewing. Yeah, which is basically if you just roll downhill south, you end up going into Colburn.
Don't hit the 401.
Yeah, you go up a hill, over the 401, you go up to another hill, turn left to go to Chappie's, or you continue on into town.
That's a good time right here. It's enjoyable. Now we just need like a couple more old friends to come in. And good.
Awesome. Robot Master Switch asks, which WHL teams are close to you guys? None. The closest one would be still 1,000 miles away.
1,000 miles away.
Oh man, I think I may have played there at one time.
One time, Makisha Jackson and me and Linda Dickens were in the very back room. You know, the back room where the jukebox was. And it was like a Sunday at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And Makisha Jackson, clearly Black, and at the time, pretty much the only Black family in Colburn. And everybody loved them. They were great. Anyways, we're there, and there's 2 old men at the bar, and there's like one other dude sitting by himself drinking. So we go in there. Well, Makisha dropped some quarters in the jukebox, and we were pumping Bob Marley for 3 hours in the Queen. And it was like a club. We were just doing it. And the men out front just didn't even care. They were like grooving. It was a good time. But the Queens had Bob Marley on their jukebox.
Sure. And you might be right, Milt. Castleton does have a larger population than Caring Place. But Caring Place has more flea markets per capita.
And a canal.
Nice.
Yeah. And
Will Varela is claiming to be from Castleton now.
Will Varela, you could not find that many wives in Castleton.
Yes, it is, Arthur. It is a Squire Affinity Series Jazzmaster that my sister is holding. It is named Hannibal for those tuning in late. Wow, we got 106 people watching.
Do we? That's exciting. How many have given some Fonzies? Hey.
I don't know, but somebody was asking if their thumbs are broken. So I don't know who that is. Awesome. Yeah, so I think I spoke over Amanda, which is explaining earlier. So basically, we're hanging out tonight. Like, this is what we talk about when we hang out anyways.
Yeah.
Hey, Greg says that's a beautiful guitar. And Arthur says I need a Jazzmaster in my life.
Yes, you do. From now. I like that.
John says, I'm a down under honorary Canuck, not far from Coburg. Never heard of Castleton before just now. And most people haven't. You blink and you miss it.
But John, you're cool beans.
Basement Guitar Superstar asks,
Basement Guitar Superstar.
How many years apart are you?
4.
Hey, Adam D.
What's up, Adam D?
And Will says, yes, I did. All 7 wives were from Castleton.
They all worked at the Camel Factory.
Oh, what is that place called? Something
Kokomo.
Kokomo Candles.
Kokomo. Yeah, not to be confused with Kokios.
Yo, Rob. Good to see Tesi in here.
There you are. My good
Milt's
buddy.
asking if I've got any new gear. No, not yet. I'm waiting for Rob to become a hip shot distributor so I could get a hip shot B bender through Rob.
Waiting.
I'm just throwing that out there. I'd like him to carry a whole new product. I don't know what the profit margins are or anything, Amanda. I just want Rob to carry it so I can buy it.
Rob was carrying hip shot.
Tuners, I believe. I don't think he's got the B benders. Oh, he says he is already. Fine. You're both smarter than me. Do you have the B bender? Send you the model number? I will, sir. Thank you. That's going to be my next gear acquisition, Milt. Chad's asking you to play. The guitar's not in tune at the moment. And I did see there's PJ and the Beard, one of our favorite channels. I love that channel. They did another deep dive on tremolos or tremolos. I don't know.
Tremolo. Who says tremolo?
Probably Dave Nesdall. I don't know.
Dave that I know. There's another Dave that I know.
This is another Dave I know.
Dave Nesdall. He works on guitar.
And live from the kitchen, if that's what you're calling Napanee now. Absolutely.
If Napanee is the kitchen.
All I know is South Central Ontario represent tonight.
No kidding, right? What do the kids say? Raise the roof. That's what I look like. I was raising the roof. Yo, it's 2001.
Okay, mysterious person that just texted me on the side. Wait for it, I guess. Let's see. Somebody asked if I've done any modifications to Amanda's guitar. Yes. I put telly knobs on it. Michael Cross tuning in from BC.
And did I know any different? I didn't.
More local content here, Amanda. In the Woods with Wolfie is here. Great outdoors channel. Yes. Nothing good comes from Napanee anymore. Not since I left anyways.
Aren't you north? Like north. I thought you were north.
I was thinking Tweed area. Madoc.
I thought Madoc. Or as my ex-husband used to say, Madoc.
Who says Madoc?
My ex-husband.
All right, we have a question for you, and I can't read off who said it because he doesn't want credit. So, have you ever met a rock star in a hotel? I'm not going to say who said that.
Yes. I told that story already on my birthday.
But 802 Blues might not know it. Sorry to throw 802 Blues under the bus, and good day, 802 Blues.
But I've met other people. But yes, John Bon Jovi laughed at me because I was singing with a hairbrush without pants on, like a teenager. There's a story. Do I need to tell
your hotel room?
You want to hear the story?
You know, we could talk about that. Sure.
Yeah, all right. You've heard it before, but it's so funny. So, picture it, Newfoundland, 1995.
Okay, Sophia. Newfoundland, 1990.
It was a cold August afternoon. Just kidding.
Dave wants to hear it.
Who?
Dave Nesdall wants to hear the story.
All right, Dave, here's my John Bon Jovi story. And whoever the keyboardist's name is, that buddy with giant poodle hair. That's what I call it.
He plays keyboards.
He had big eyebrows and fake hair, and it was very big. Anyways, so I'm 16, and I go out to Newfoundland to visit for a couple of weeks. And there's an antique car. I don't know what was that. Milt will chime in, I'm sure. Antique car that belonged to Max, our cousin. So we drive. I lived in Torbay when I was older. I went back. Anyways, we drove. What? Hello, Boner Jams. Yeah.
He just says, I checked in when I heard no pants on. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms, especially Mama Coombs. Love you guys. Love you too, Boner Jams.
The boner signal went out. So I was 16 and we were doing this road trip up to Grand Falls in this antique car. First of all, there's a double story to this.
Yeah.
So everyone jokes about the town Dildo, Newfoundland. So there's a South Dildo, and they had a fair, and we were the antique car show. There was like 7 cars that were driving, and it was like walking in a time warp. The cool kids drove up in their, they had an IROC, I remember that. But Buddy was all like ducktail hair, like
Right.
grease style.
Got the old bro cream going.
With the black leather jacket. And I'm like,
Fonzie?
it is 1995 or 6. Like, what you doing, bud? And they were like, and they're walking around like toothpick, smokes up the sleeves. I'm like, huh? So anyway, their ride was a cherry picker. That was hilarious. You paid $3 to go up in a cherry picker and back down again. So we took off. And we ended up at this Comfort Inn in Gander, Newfoundland. Now, the big deal the whole summer that year was, I wish Islander Winder was here, and Mark Dillon. Mark Dillon remembers too, I think.
Mark Dillon could be lurking.
Yeah, it's very possible. So Bon Jovi was coming. It was a big deal. Like, and people were driving from St. John's all the way up to go to this concert because, like, it was a huge deal. And I'm like, oh, cool, right? And I'm from Ontario, so I like think of things in higher population, right? I'm like, okay,
Close
cool.
Milt, I believe. I thought it was a 55. I think it was a 55 Chevy Milt.
No idea.
Yeah, which is technically a vintage car, not an antique. But I didn't want to correct you, but I just did. You've met our father, right? He wouldn't let that go, Amanda.
Yeah, I know.
Because our father found it for Cousin Max.
Yes, he did. So we end up, the concert is in Grand Falls, which is like an hour, whatever.
There we go. Speaking of which, I am here, and I was at the Bon Jovi concert in Grand Falls.
Shut up. Okay, so he will know I'm not full of crap. All right. So, and he probably knows the hotel in Gander I'm talking about because there's only like, what, one? So it's like a Comfort Inn. It's got like one of those like big things where you drive your car through, you know, and then the rooms on the bottom floor with sliding doors you could drive up to. So we're in one of those rooms.
Of course, yeah.
And that was back when TVs had radios in them. And the night before, we knew that Bon Jovi was staying in this hotel, a Comfort Inn. So we tried to walk through. I've seen all the luggage and stuff, and I thought it was pretty lame. But Brenda was pretty diehard Bon Jovi, and I'm like,
She's a bit of a rocker chick.
Well, yeah, and
but
like in a Bon Jovi way, not like a good way. Yeah, not in a good way. Huge fan.
So Michael Collins and Christian Hunter.
Hello.
And Rory is watching as well. We got to shout out Rory.
Rory's going to bed soon, I bet.
8:42.
So, she tried to scope out. We walked past and you could see the roadies and all the gear was in the hallways. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And then we kind of were given a look and we're like, oh, sorry, we're confused. But like, why would 16-year-olds be looking after Bon Jovi? Like they were already in their 40s, I swear. This was during like the Always and
1994.
The garbage years. So anyways, night passes. Next morning, we're getting ready because we got to hit the road and drive. And they're going to do something with the car and we're going to set up tents where we're going to the concert. So we're getting ready and teenagers sleep in t-shirts. It happens. They're giant. I'm like 5'5". I'm not that tall. And I got the radio going and there's a breeze. So the door's open. Brenda's in the can. I'm glad she's not watching. So Brenda's in the can, and I've got
we got 105 watching.
I've got this Wigfield. It's a British pop group that sang Saturday Night. Probably a lot of people remember that. But there was a song, When I Think of You, and I loved it. And it had just come out, and I was just kind of starting to sing, and I thought I could sing the song really well. So I was like giving her, like I wasn't holding back because I was 16. I didn't really care.
You didn't know this, but apparently Bon Jovi was 32 at the time.
Oh, I'm old. Anyways. So this is the hairbrush. And so I'm like, when I think of you, and I'm like, just screaming, right?
Because my sister does sing loud, especially back in the day.
Yes. I got pipes, dudes.
Giving her is the technical term, I believe. Giving her.
I give her. So I'm singing away and I'm spinning and I look and I can see these like dudes in like bicycle shorts jogging coming up like a culvert, and I'm like, and like a lot of this.
A lot of hair. This pre-haircut.
Yeah. No. John had his haircut, but he still looked like he looked like
he went rid of this Keith Urban suburban housewife haircut.
So bad. I kind of had that haircut.
Yeah, but you're also a female teenage girl.
Exactly. He used more products in his hair than I've ever used in my whole life. It's such a turnoff. Anyways, so I see hair, and I'm like, that's weird. And you're like kind of do, and you're just acknowledging. And so by the time I was really cluing in, they were already like 15 feet from me. And I'm singing, and my brain's going, let's jump on Jovi and big hair keyboard guy. And I'm like, shit. And they're eye contact and they're giving me like the Labrador look. And I'm like, and I can't stop singing though. It's like it's already happening.
Because they're watching the train wreck and you're committing the train wreck, and they're probably like,
think of you.
Wow, she's really into it, and she's got an all right voice. Yeah.
Holy shit, Brenda! Because I didn't really care, but she would, and I was so upset that she
would have been mortified. Can you imagine if she was like just laying on the bed or something? She'd be like, probably would have rolled off the bed and hid.
She come out pulling her pants up. I was like, what if he saw you? They weren't even all the way up. And she's like, what? And I was like, Johnny was there. And of course, he could clearly still hear me screaming. Johnny and big hair keyboard player guy. That's how me scream. Oh my God. She's like, what? Oh my God. And they could probably totally hear it. So fast forward to that evening. We set our tents up, and I'm like expecting, I don't know, like what Apple Fest would have been outside. No, bigger. I don't know. The town was like Brighton size, maybe Brighton in high school size. So colder.
So we should let the rest of the world know what that means. That works for my point of reference of 5 other people. All right. So for the rest of, because I've noticed the viewers have been going up and down, and some of them are liking the story, some aren't. All right, sure. We're talking about 4,000 people. She's expecting a crowd of 4,000 to 5,000 people at least.
Yeah. And I ended up getting, I don't know, Islander Winder, 600, maybe. And most of them were drinking way over at a ball diamond with lights on. Everything was well lit. And I was like, this is crazy. There must have been like 10 rows of people. That's it. At a Bon Jovi concert. So I get my way up there. And he's singing Living on a Prayer or something. And he's all
keyboardist David Bryan. A Dave you don't know, apparently.
And a Brian.
And a Brian. Ties it all together.
So he's singing. He comes over. Everything's well lit, not like a regular stage. And I could tell by looking back and seeing everyone else's faces. And it was a ball diamond stage. And he's singing, and he looks and he sees me, and he kind of, and he knew it was me, and I was like,
Yeah, why can't it be just a faceless person in the crowd?
I was like, okay, great. I don't even, and in my mind, I'm like, I don't even really like you. Like,
well, could you imagine, like, had they been playing a Bon Jovi song and you're belting it out, you may have been dragged up on stage at that point. You could have been the Courtney Cox of Gander for a night. And then Islander Winder's like, I remember that night. Yeah, we had our own version of Courtney Cox. John Bon Jovi pulled her up on stage. And then you find out, I didn't even like the band. I just happened to know the words because they shoved it down our throats on the radio.
Yeah, I didn't.
Some of the stuff I liked.
I'd like it live. Like, it was good. It was a great show. Like, I was like, if this is Bon Jovi that I'm going to see, then yay. But and the Tea Party was there. But Rainbow Bump.
I was surprised like it wasn't Great Big Sea opening for them because they're basically local. You know, do it on the cheap.
They did their Great Big Picnic in September. They had a big huge party in the park. This was after regatta time. I think Great Big Sea were at that point. Actually, they weren't out. Well, they weren't Canada wide yet because
94?
their album came out because I got it.
I already disliked them by 94.
When I left to go to Newfoundland and I had that big birthday party. That's when I got the Play CD because that's when it was.
People in the chat were at said party, I believe.
Shane Chapman was at that party.
That's what I'm saying.
He slept in my bed. He slept in my bed. Not like that. No hanky panky.
And you said Rainbow Butt Monkeys were playing?
Rainbow Butt Monkeys.
Which later be known as Finger 11.
Finger 11.
Out of Hamilton.
Yeah. They had that big hit, Circles.
Sure. I just remember they used to play at the Royal like every 2 months.
Yeah. Yeah. We're fortunate in Canadian music that way that.
Okay. Doug says Up came out in 95. I know he's a Great Big Sea fan as well for some reason.
Oh.
It's Doug.
When did Play come out?
They had a bunch of, they were making all their fame off cover tunes. I was like, I don't get it. Everyone thinks, oh, they do all these great songs. I'm like, they're all covers. Every last one. I've heard Roger James perform every song that Great Big Sea performs. All their first hits. Yeah.
When I'm Up, I Can't Get Down.
That was later.
Oh.
Their first big hit was Mary Mac.
Was it?
Yeah. And everyone's like, oh, this is great. I'm like, it's a cover.
It was good. It was a good cover.
Right. I like Roger James' version better.
Well, I like Roger James's version of everything better.
Oh, yeah. I wish I had Roger on here. That'd be fun. How was being on Kerrigan?
That would be so fun. He'd do it. That'd be fun.
Yeah, we're Tory Basement Guitar Superstar. But we gave you like a lot of good bands too, like April Wine. For April Wine, you got to take a Nickelback. That's the way it works.
Nickelback's bad.
All right, Doug says no. All right, here's a question for the chat. What's everyone's favorite Canadian band? Just because Michael Cross mentioned my favorite Ontario bands were Teenage Head and Kim Mitchell / Max Webster. Nice.
I only had one question.
Do that Robot Master Switch. Shane Chapman says the hip. He's young.
I posted on Instagram any questions, and I got one question from Michiel. Michiel wanted to know how mom raised such wonderful children.
She didn't leave us alone with dad more than she had to.
Lots of baloney. That's how baloney.
All right, so I got to scroll back in the chat because it just blew up. But Robot Master Switch wanted to see Dad's telly. So there it is. Which I did a video on that came out on Friday. It's a law-abiding telly.
Can anyone guess who my favorite Canadian band is besides April Wine?
All right. Well, while you do that, I'm going to read off. There's Bent Tom tuning in from the couch.
Hello,
Buddy,
brother.
I hope you're feeling better. Tom, I'll send you the link for tomorrow if you're up for it. If not, Terry, you're in the chat. Are you good to co-host again tomorrow night? And I want to shout out, we've had Marsman in the chat for a while. So, Bent Tom says Rush. Zach Thong says Sum 41. He's biased. Zach's from Oshawa, so
Michelle likes Sum 41 a lot.
Zach's favorite band should be the Killer Dwarfs. I'm sorry. I don't know your taste in music exactly, Zach, or your exact age. I know you're younger than me, but it should still be the Killer Dwarfs. Randy Greer says both Voivod and Rush.
Voivod, nice.
Nice. Which a lot of people didn't realize Voivod was Canadian when Jason Newsted joined them.
Is Helmet Canadian?
No. Travis Barris. Hey, Travis. He says Rush. Michael B says the Guess Who. Marsman has impeccable taste because he says Blue Rodeo.
Nice. That was Mom's favorite.
My Knees Hurt says Dead Brain Cells, which I don't know if that's a comment or a band. Not sure. I'm Not Old, I'm Vintage says, so is Bieber payback for Rush? Yes.
He has qualities.
If you say so.
I'm more open to the top 40.
Mitch Heyman says Rush.
Rush.
Aaron Cram says Woods of, what's that? Zippers? I don't know how to say that.
Zippers.
Woods of Zippers?
Woods of Zippers.
Christian Hunter has excellent taste in music. Honeymoon Suite Honeymoon Suite now. Have you heard Derry Gian's tone these days? It's the same, if not better, because he started playing a Wolfgang.
Honeymoon Suite's my favorite song. Feel It Again. I enjoy Feel It Again.
What, you don't like Wave Babies that was shot at Sandbanks? That put Picton on the map.
That's the dumbest song I've ever heard.
I don't know, New Girl Now.
Babies. No, New Girl Now is good.
No, New Girl Now. He's complaining. I don't want you to call me. I don't want you on the phone. I don't want anything because I got a new girl now, but she's just like you.
A lot like
He's a not smart person. This is not. He has a pattern. He has a thing.
He's like screaming at her, just like you.
Stay in the Light was a good song.
That's a great song. That's a really good song.
Oops. Man, I scrolled ahead. All right. So we've got. Wow, it really just jumped ahead here. Hang on. Because I want to read these.
Nobody said my favorite yet, besides Rush. Rush doesn't count.
Holy crap. There's been like 100 comments. All right. Let's see here. We got Pat Travers. Good. Sloan. Good choice.
Yes. Hey, you.
Guitar Superstar likes Danko Jones. Nice. Brad Guitar Miller says Triumph and Rush. Same thing.
Triumph. Yeah, same thing. That's down. That's like saying April Wine and Trooper.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Mark Randall says Triumph. Zach likes the Hip. Let's see here. Widemouth Mason from Hip Metalworks.
Very nice. You should follow them on Instagram and their lead singer, Steven. He plays really good lap guitar.
Paul McNary says Rush. Hello, Paul. Welcome. Scott Brockway says Annihilator. Nice. Montreal metal. And for those who don't know, Annihilator had the theme song for the Pepsi Power Hour for quite a while. Back when it was hosted by J.D. Roberts, back when he had long hair and leather jacket and was cool before he
that was when it was cool.
became John Roberts, the newscaster person. Sure. No, we're not going to go with Snow. That's not rock or anything. That's just a dude from Pickwick. Rising Havoc says Pat Travers. Mayhem's going with the Glorious Sons.
Good call. Yeah.
All right, fine. Yeah, the other, he says Kingston Boys. Well, speaking of Kingston Boys, I'm going to say the Headstones. So he had a lot of hits. On other left, hello, welcome to the channel. Totally Sloan.
Yeah.
Charles says Moxie.
Mox?
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
This is good stuff.
Guitar Man 45 says Rush and Rick Emmett. I knew Preston was going to enjoy some Annihilator. Symmetry says Anvil.
Nice.
There's one of our Sydney family members. My band opened for April Wine in the 90s.
Nice. That's awesome.
That's like me opening for
That
Anvil.
was a wonderful night.
Chad says Sebastian Bach. He's Canadian.
He is.
You know what? He's kind of gone through a metamorphosis. He was known early on as a bit of an Axl Rosy type, a little bit of an ego. But he did a show in Kingston a couple of years ago, club show. And just before he was about to play, they lost power. So what he did was he went out into the alley next to, I think it was the Blue Martini. They got the alley right next to it.
Yep.
And he sang a cappella for an hour sitting on the hood of a car.
I bet you everyone remembers that.
Billy Baloney says Stompin' Tom.
Nice.
See, we got Triumph again. Yeah, Tom is literally tuning in from the couch.
What's yours, Ben?
Milt says Roger James would be a great guest to have on the show. It would.
Oh, yeah.
Frank Corcoran says Frank Marino from Mahogany Rush. Yeah. Mayhem says Big Sugar. Yeah. I always forget how much I love Big Sugar.
Yeah, there's one song that I really, really, really I enjoy If I Had My Way. You know what song reminds me of you, Ben? That they sing. What is it? Here I Am. Here I am, I'm
on the scene.
Yep.
Yeah. I've been following Gordie Johnston for years. I've been, he's been an amazing player. He's been going live on YouTube the last year every once in a while, and he'll just go on and play a backing track. And it's just awesome. He played when we first discovered him, obviously. When he first came out, he was playing a double neck Gibson.
Hey, you know what? I got another good story that's short. What about when I kind of met, what's his name? Ian, was it Thornley?
Right.
On Big Rash.
Rico B says Rash, like Rush, but remember Rash. Nice.
What about the Doughboys?
Doughboys, Montreal band.
Enjoy the Doughboys a lot.
Now, their front man, David Kastner. He is big into doing the North by Northeast show, event in Toronto, which is like South by Southwest, but Canadian.
Right.
And he's married to Jessica Pear.
Who dat?
She was on Mad Men and a couple other TV shows. Actress. Let's see. Terry's 3G says the Carpet Frogs. Nice. I like the Carpet Frogs. Harem Scarum from Fet the Door. Nice.
Chilliwack.
Our Lady Peace. Nice. Shane Chapman says Blue Rodeo and Neil Young. Sure. Mark Mercier. He says BTO. Boner Jam says Chris Jericho. Sure. Why not? Marsman says Northern Pikes, who I got to see live just a few years ago on their comeback tour. That was really good. It was a really good show. Missing one band member. I get it. He has a day job.
Yeah. Grapes of Wrath.
Grapes of Wrath. Another. See, hey, Jeannie's here. She says Dallas Green. Nice.
Dallas Green from St.
Brian Adams. Hey, there's Jamal. Free card money. Okay, that's nice to say. Some opinions can be kept to yourself.
Oh.
Yeah, the mod squad can do their job if someone keeps up. This is when I knew the Canadian music scene was a bit of a scam because much music was shoved down our throats, much like MTV, that everything's wonderful and everyone's making all these big bucks. Until our friend Andre, Milt's friend Andre, when Andre moved to Vancouver, and remember I was planning on moving out 2 years after him.
Yeah.
And I was going to stay with him. He moves out to Vancouver, gets a nice little apartment in the sixplex. Bass player from Grapes of Wrath lives below him. And he's like, really? They've had how many hits and how many videos on Much Music? And he lives in basically the same apartment as me.
Yep.
Colin James, great player.
Colin James is so good.
So for me, favorite Canadian band, probably overall, April Wine.
Yeah.
And damn, they were good live. I was watching some April Wine concerts last week on
So
YouTube.
good.
So good. And they're still good.
They're really good. Chilliwack was really good live. Remember when we were watching and we were waiting to see if he was going to hit that high note? And we're like,
My girl.
yeah. And not only did he hit it once, he hit it.
Yeah, I can't hit it today.
My girl.
Yep.
But but not that part. No, it's the when I have to like think. You have to like play the song in your head when it does the 3 parts. My girl, and he held that the whole time.
Yep. Nice. Brad Miller saw April Wine live in Cleveland in '75. I bet they were good.
That's awesome. That must be double because Cleveland rocks.
Ain't that the truth?
I'd go to Cleveland.
I'm trying to think. Like there's obviously a lot of Canadian bands I like, but some bands, like people should definitely check out. It's definitely like I don't know how big they broke outside of Canada, but like Big Sugar and thank God. Yes, Our Lady Peace is from Canada, Jeannie.
Yes, they are.
Scarborough, I believe. Well, at least Rain is from Scarborough, I think.
I still listen to Matthew Good Band a lot. I really enjoy Matthew Good Band.
Stand Matthew Good.
I don't necessarily care.
I think I covered a Matthew Good song. And I didn't know it was Matthew Good till after we learned it, and it sounded really good. And then Richie's like, "Oh, by the way, it's Matthew Good." I'm like, "Damn you! What are you going to give me, a Ron Sexsmith song next?" God.
How is that guy
Dave Matheson says Billy Talent is a recent fave. Cancer Bats, Alexis on Fire, some good choices. Yeah, newer stuff. Bruce Coburn, or Cockburn, as Richie likes to call him. Eddie Van Haskell's on my list. There he goes. Matthew, not very good.
Shut up now.
Michael Cross says, I still remember Lighthouse. We saw Lighthouse in concert.
We saw Lighthouse in concert.
Yep. Double R Guitar says, wasn't Loverboy Canadian? Damn straight.
Yes, they were, and they kick ass.
Yep.
I get, you know what? I don't get sick of Loverboy songs. Well, that's a lie. I get sick of Loverboy ballads.
Yeah. Well, that's poor Mike Reno, because they started doing the ballad thing.
I need like a bandana.
Well, and remember they went because it was all documented on Canadian media. Like they go to LA, Mike Reno is going to be this huge star. They have him do the ballad with the woman for the Footloose soundtrack. Yeah, they had this, and they're like, "Oh, it's going to be huge." Like he was going to be the next Bryan Adams. So they basically break up Loverboy. Mike Reno does a solo album, and before he has a chance to promote it, gets fat. Like he put on like 30 pounds, and you can't just put on 30 pounds.
I don't know what happened. I don't know.
And no matter how tight he wore the bandana, dressed exactly like Bruce Springsteen at the time, Born in USA look, with the denim vest over the leather jacket and all that fun stuff. Yeah.
It was weird how that happened. And he had other ballads after, but when you watch the videos, it's like...
Yeah, and I'm not fat shaming Mike. It's just, it was the 80s, and that was marketing at the time. And that's what it was,
I'm
like
not
literally.
Skinny, but when your whole cover is your lead singer's ass...
Yeah, and you're supposed to be a sex symbol, and that was what they were selling. Sam Roberts is always good live. Yep.
Would y'all love Lita Ford if she gained 40 pounds? No, you wouldn't. Just saying.
Where did I see? Yeah, the band. Great Canadian band. The band. They only had one American member. Hey, Terry Himes.
The band is definitely up there for me. I'm a huge fan.
Yeah, they were great musicians. Wow.
You want to become better. You think you're good. You just have to listen to the band and try and play. They teach the wolf. That's what Dad always told us, that the timing that Levon would have. he'd drill it to me. He'd go, listen to it, listen. Like his dad's vocal training. listen how it's not on the beat. And he's like, he's feeling it, and it was just like 1/100th off.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that that's where the soul of the music, and that's where real musicians lie. It's not playing note for note. That's why Dad didn't like vocally trained singers, because, and I hear it.
Traditionally changed. He would say, like, they'd show up, like, they'd hold band auditions. Somebody shows, I can sight read. He's like, don't even unpack.
Bye.
Hit the road. It's all about feel.
Yeah, Dad was like, you don't. That's not something.
That's the way I've always played too, without knowing it. I mean, like, look at the Honey Badger outfit. Like a couple of you'd see us perform something, and you're like, "Is this song?" Because it doesn't sound like this song at all, but the lyrics are from this song, and it was like, "Yep."
Yeah, if you can take a song that I've heard 1,000 times, play it the same but different, and put some soul into it, then it's different. Yay! That's exciting.
Double R Guitar says, always love Paul Dean's guitar work. Yeah. Speaking of which, I have a Paul Dean guitar pick from Loverboy somewhere around that Gussie Wells sent me.
How many people are watching?
We have 105. We peaked at about 110 at one point, I think.
Ben, what are you currently listening to?
What am I currently? I went
have like a ton.
Well, I've been, I don't listen to music outside of when I decide to just check out a band on YouTube many times. Yeah. So, last month I went through a Tesla phase. Yeah. It was all about Tesla. Like, oh, great band. Underrated band.
Very underrated.
In the last couple of days, I started revisiting the Cars.
Oh, I love the Cars too.
And watching a lot of live stuff, and also finding they were one of those bands that had a lot of promotional videos, as they call them, which were concert music videos, essentially of one song here or there, which they would send over to, say, the UK to go on Top of the Pops or Midnight Special or whatever. What I didn't realize was how much of the songs that I love Benjamin Orr sang, and how close Rick Ocasek will sound like Benjamin Orr at times, where I'm like, really? I thought that was a Rick song. Yeah. And then there's another song Rick sang, I'm like, I thought that was a Benjamin Orr song.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
And it's weird to watch Rick Ocasek play in songs that he doesn't sing, because he just stands there and he looks so serious. He's the only band member wearing sunglasses. Benjamin Orr's up there doing his frontman thing, looking beautiful and baked as hell, because they always have to do the close-up, and he smiles at the camera. He's just like, eh. He's like, whoa, you are wrecked. This would take 46. But
yeah, but Rick Ocasek, like, I was watching the video for Magic. It's so bad. He just does a lot of like, it's this is all you have to do. If you
That's why, you got to watch like the performance, like
and your wrists have to move opposite of each other, and then you have to just have big shoulder pads, which accentuate.
Yeah, I knew that would get the thumbs moving in Tom's world, because he says Elliot Easton for the win. Yeah, Elliot Easton was a great guitar player, lefty too.
Oh,
but yeah, I think I watched. Billy Baloney says Benjamin Orr and Rick Ocasek are from Cleveland. I thought they were from Boston for some reason.
How would you know where they're from? That blows my mind. I don't know how you guys know this.
Yeah, I know, because literally by the time they were on our map, which would have been post Candio, because we're a little too young for that. But by then, it seemed like they were an LA band. Yeah. Like, because Rick Ocasek was in Mom's National Enquirer every week because he's dating one super bottle or another one. And we're like, why? Why? Like, I didn't get it. Mom didn't get it. And Dad just smirked.
Probably because he looked them in the eye and talked to them and listened to the stuff they had to say. That's all it takes.
And he played guitar. It's all he played guitar.
No.
Well, this guy will tell you different.
Oh, listen, I'll say this in every chat, and I don't say it because I'm not preachy about it, but chicks don't like Jay. Chicks don't like guys that play guitar. Sluts like guys that play guitar. Chicks. I'm just saying. Sluts like guys that play guitar. You want to get laid? Great. There you go. Play guitar. You want to get a disease? You want to meet a wife? Maybe don't do that. The wife you meet is the one that's at the bar watching, not the one who's at the front going, oh my God, can I pour this beer down your throat?
So apparently Tom lost his voice and his kids are busting his balls because he can't yell at him. So they're mocking him. All right, guys. All right, kids. Sorry, Tom.
Revolt!
B-Seaver says, I play bass. No one likes us.
Okay, here's the thing. I dig bass players. You know why? It's not the bass. It's the fact that they don't give a shit about what's going on around them. That they are cool as hell. And that's where the base of the groove of the song is. I remember every band I've ever watched. I'm always watching the bass player. We watched Andy Kim. Dad and I went to go see Andy Kim. Andy Kim had the coolest bass player I've ever seen. He looked like Chris Squire, but just in black. Just like, just giving her. Oh, it's so great. I will sit and watch the bass player all day. I don't really care about the singer. I definitely don't care about the singer. I generally don't care about lead guitar. In fact, I will not watch the lead guitarist just because
I always watched the rhythm. I always watched the rhythm players growing up, and I think part of it is because that's the role Dad played. But also, I don't know. They just always seem to be the cooler. Well, except for Ace Frehley, you know, Ace. But Ace was, until it was time for the solo, he was kind of hanging back. But like Malcolm Young seemed so cool, you know. And then when Izzy Stradlin hit the scene, you know, because we were watching Much Music all the time, Sweet Child of Mine's on all the time. And you were young enough that at first you liked the song. So I'm like, yeah, but look at that guy in the back. He's just standing there with a Telecaster, not doing anything. He's awesome. What's he doing? What's his deal?
That's
hey,
funny.
Mad Raj. RJ the Mad One's here.
RJ the Mad One. Hello. No, I don't. I've never. It's just because I grew up with music, but the only thing that would attract me to a person being in a band like that, being an aspect, is the fact that they're cool. Well, there's nothing I'm really gonna do that's gonna. And
we were exposed to a lot of cool music too, because think about anything that was on TV, like whether it be an Austin City Limits that Dad recorded and was watching a replay, or award shows, or some kind of, like, they do a lot of anniversary or events, you know, that would be broadcast on TV, or like the early Stones concerts. You know, so we'd see like the Stones live in replayed on Canadian TV like once a year, and we'd see like Keith and Ronnie and the way they and Mick just owning a crowd, or you know, a Queen concert, you know, and Freddie Mercury just owning a crowd. Like, there was different. We're like, those guys are different. Like, I've
seen a lot of concerts. PBS used to run the wall a lot.
Yeah, PBS ran a lot of concerts.
I still do. I still watch. I'll watch piano concerts. PBS is my go-to. It's good. It's got such good stuff.
Well,
I discovered new artists.
The Rochester PBS outlet, and every time they did a telethon, you were guaranteed half a dozen concerts. Like, they always did a Grateful Dead concert because all the hippies donate to PBS. So that was awesome. And I remember one, I'm watching a Dead concert, and all of a sudden they had done like basically a video flange, which allowed tracer effects on everybody. And I'm like, why are they doing this? And all of a sudden, like years later, I'm like, okay, I get it.
Do you know what? I did not know who the Grateful Dead was until you played Touch of Grey. And I love that song. I still love that song. And Watch the Whole World Erupt. I don't know one other Grateful Dead song that I know is by them.
I know Casey Jones and Truckin'.
Truckin'. That's them?
Yeah.
That trucking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
as opposed to space trucking, which was totally different.
Oh, that's like a sauntering song. That's like when the dudes walk in the 70s, like.
I guess that's like jazz legs. We can call that. It's like
Yeah,
jazz
but like
hands, but
big,
different.
big bell bottoms and like leaning back. Hey man, what's up?
Jeannie says Jerry Garcia was almost my dad. Nice.
Sure, he was almost a lot of people's dad.
Our dad went around looking like Kenny Rogers in the later years. He went from looking like Jimmy Hart, the pro wrestling manager, to Kenny Rogers. He put on weight and went gray.
I totally thought that was Jimmy Hart. I swear you're the same.
Always people used to come up to him about it. Like, you know, like all my buddies that were wrestling fans in the 80s, they're all like, "Your dad." I'm like, I know. If he puts the shades on, I'm like, give him a megaphone. Not that he needed it.
I'll send Jay some pictures. I'll be like, dude, look, my dad is Jimmy Hart. That's where he went on weekends. It wasn't gigs. It was WrestleMania.
Yeah, we know. Especially on TVs back in the day, being all blurry and not HD.
What's up on the pink megaphone under the bed? Yep.
Will do, Milt. He just sent me a message. Chris Thomas says, I took the bus from Brighton, Ontario to Buffalo, New York to see the Dead. And I bet you were the only person from Brighton that went.
That's awesome.
Jay says he loves pro wrestling. We know, Jay. We know.
I said every time I find a really good wrestling meme, Jay gets them all. Not that we're like super buds or anything, but I send it to Brian and I send it to Jay. Because they're the only guys.
I found my box of vintage wrestling magazines. I should probably send one to Jay.
Yes. So give them to me because I'm going to send a package to him and Jeannie of chocolate bars.
You got it.
I haven't forgotten. Jay doesn't know I was sending chocolate bars because I really don't know what kind of chocolate bars he wants. I'm only going to send them for whatever Jeannie wants.
Uniquely Canadian, you can check off 2 lists because it's weird. Our confectionery is basically British as opposed to American.
Yeah. Oh, and we say chocolate bars for all bars, not candy bars, because all bars are chocolate bars, regardless of if they have chocolate or not.
Yeah. Unless they're a granola bar.
Yeah, but then we just eat those chocolate dipped, and to me, it's a chocolate bar.
Yeah, it's basically chocolate. It's a healthy chocolate bar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Christian Hunter asks, isn't Matchbox 20 Canadian? I don't
know.
No, we're not taking credit for that.
Rob Thomas is not Canadian. No.
I want to repeat, Rob Thomas is not Canadian.
One time I was at a bar. The first time
However, Slash's drummer is Canadian.
Oh, this is another good story.
I think Randy Cook plays drums for Slash.
See, this is good for Mother's Day because these are stories I'm going to tell my kids. Look, I was cool once. So I went to a bar once and there was this band playing and I'm like, they're singing some Matchbox 20 and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And my ex-husband happened to really like that CD.
I think I covered them once.
I'm sure you did.
When They Live sounds like them.
And it's fine. And they were kind of going through the gamut. They were singing a Matchbox 20 and like Conic songs. So it was like their go-to. And then all of a sudden, I'd had like a couple of beers. And then all of a sudden, they repeated themselves. And I was like, uh-oh, that's all they got. That's all the material they knew. I was like, and you could see the lead singer like, we didn't know it was only going to take like an hour. And they wanted them to keep playing. And so I'm watching them and I let them get like 3 songs in. And they're literally playing the album front to back. I was like, okay. And I'm talking, I was with a girl from work and I said, I got to go up there and talk to them. And like, I'd never performed really, not really. Maybe I performed with the Flimisters once at a party, but I hadn't performed. And so I was like, I got to go save these guys. And so I walk up and I was like, what's going on, guys? And they're like, whoa, what you talking about? And I said, why are you playing the same thing twice? Why are you playing a whole album and that's all you know? They're like, oh man, they booked us for like 3 hours and we just did not have 3 hours of material. I was like, so you're just gonna play Matchbox 20 all night and be good? And they're like, that's all we got. And I was like, do you know any, like, I don't know, do you know any song? Like, what else do you know? And they're like, we don't know. I don't know. What do you know? I said, I can sing some songs for you if you want. They're like, sure. And I was like, and I was rambling off names. They're like, no, we don't know that. No, we don't know that. I'm like, okay, that's not helpful. And I was like, do you know any ZZ Top? And they're like, yes. And I was like, you know Tush? I'm like, yep. And I was like, good, because I fucking hope so, because it's a really fucking easy song to play, fuckers.
My sister, folks.
So I was like, cool. And I was like, what about Sharp Dressed Man? You know that? Come on, you gotta know that.
Yeah, but that's a tricky one. It seems easy, but to get that groove right.
All I wanted was a backbeat, right? It's all required.
You're asking a lot from a Matchbox 20 cover band.
Now, of course, I'm already hammered because I'd been drinking wine at this jewelry store before, and then I went to this bar. So I'm loaded. So here's me. All right, Tush boys, here we go. And sang Tush and filled the dance floor. And I'd never sang with a band before in my life. I didn't even know how to use a microphone properly. I was just walked up like, I'm Miss Music Girl. Do, do, do. I'm going to perform now.
It's got to be in my DNA somewhere. I know I can do this.
I can pull this out. And the only thing that like screws me up is when the guitar solos and refrains come in, because I don't know when I'm supposed to jump back in. I was like, what now? So yeah, I was and I was worried I'd mess up some lyrics because I don't always remember lyrics when I'm on stage. I would be that singer with lyrics in front of her, and if people want to call me a poser, I'll just.
That's why they make these great teleprompters that look like stage wedges. Michael
Yeah,
Stipe's been living off them his entire career.
I totally need that. Why? Because you know what? I get too into it, and I'll repeat a verse I enjoy more.
Yes. So hello to brother Aaron. Good to see Aaron in here.
Up, Aaron.
Valerie's loving. She says, haha, love this story. Totally my cup of tea. Awesome.
So Valerie is now,
tell you, since we're like an hour and a half in, if you're new, please subscribe.
Valerie is down in Chile. Chile?
Hey, RJ.
Hello, RJ. It is so nice to see you. It was nice to finally catch your show. I like to try and get there on Saturday mornings.
You usually work Saturdays.
I'm at work or I'm like making some special breakfast. So there's so many times that I'm there, I'm just not talking. There's actually a lot of times that I watch you guys.
I would agree, Doug, because
microphone.
Well, you know what, Amanda, the bar is low to perform at the infield. Like they have the worst. I don't know what tone deaf individual books what they refer to as talent to play. Like, all the veterans, they all go over to watch this craptastic band play, and everyone's like, "Well, you're a musician, aren't you gonna?" I'm like, "No, I heard them during sound check, and they suck." Like, no, why? Why would I subject myself to just bad music?
I used to go live on Instagram late at night and sing once the girls were gone to bed. I don't know if I should do that again. If anybody's in the chat, do you think I should do that again? Did anyone ever tune into those? I used to do that.
Basement Guitar Superstar asks, what do you do when you're not creating content? That's it. YouTube.
That's the lie. He takes care of my father.
And sometimes your daughter.
He has a house to take care of. He takes care of my daughter. He does a lot of running around for my dad. So this is all the stuff that Ben can't say to you. He can't watch everybody's shows. He doesn't have time. He's cooking meals. My dad has like a Parkinson's situation. So my dad can't
But it's
use a
not
knife.
flood.
That's being nice. My dad can't cook. He can't do things that everybody else can. And so Ben is picking up, you know, when mom went, Ben stood up and stepped up and he took over, because I don't know if you've lost a parent, but if you've lost a parent and the other one's around, they don't necessarily do things as well as they could before. So Ben spends a lot of time taking care of my father, running around for my father, trying to make content, trying to participate, trying to be involved, trying to, you know, because YouTube doesn't make him money. And, you know, there's no job opportunities around here for him. And so
It's a very limited market for what I am trained in.
Speak on behalf of Ben and say, I wish I could go and watch your channel, but I can't because I'm really busy right now. Sometimes he misses like Phil's live stream, and I'll be like, where were you? He'd be like, oh, I got lost playing guitar. Like he finally got to pick it up. Or never mind the fact that Ben needs time for him. Ben needs normal time. He needs to grieve. You know, we haven't really had a huge chance to do that officially. No. So kind of on pause. And you know what? That's kind of where I come in, because I'm sure a lot of you realize that I'm kind of everywhere. And I'm there when my brain lets me. And if I'm not there, like there's a lot of people in the Johnny Bean community, you know, I've been there and I haven't, and I've been there and I haven't, and it's just timing.
Thank you, BC Rich. Just when I was getting a little too serious, Ben is still getting the residuals from his adult film career. Well, there is that. And thank you. Hello to Electro Omega. Super Gigawatts here. Love that name. Super Gigawatt.
I plug my phone in. What a doofus I am.
Actually, it's not Super Gigawatt. It's Super Gigawatt.
Super Gigawatt.
He lost his father last year in a motorcycle. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh. That's horrible.
Animal 2CT says, wait, am I here? Yep, you're here.
He's
and
here?
Tom, thank you very much, brother. Yeah, I got the notification. Oh, well, he said, and then I got his message that says just between you and me. Well, sorry, Tom.
Just between you and me. Baby, I know.
See, they are like Led Zeppelin in this fact that Led Zeppelin had so many different kinds of music for different mood. You know, they covered a lot of territory. I would say that April Wine was the same way, Amanda. They covered a lot of territory with the different songs. Like,
oh my God, you don't even know.
Like if you heard Just Between You and Me, huge radio hit, right?
Yeah.
But then if you heard Roller as the next song, because, you know, it's not the heaviest guitar. Ding, 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 ding. Also, yeah! You're like, whoa, what the fuck's this? Weren't you just singing in French for that song? Like, what's going on here?
Oh, you got me going April Wine now. What's your favorite April Wine song?
Oh, well, see, it depends on the mood.
And then they have like the 50s stuff, like You Won't Dance With Me.
Right.
You won't dance with me. I like
Say Hello.
For You. Oh, that's my favorite. That's like a smoking song. I'm so jealous.
Laguna Palms?
I might have to go for a dart.
I don't know, but probably my favorite April Wine tune, Enough Is Enough.
You're my girl, and enough is enough. Baby, you're my girl.
It's got a great guitar solo in it, too.
Girl, you're
Gary Moffat, I think, did a lot of that lead work.
Hot
on the Wheels of Love. Or,
It's the Queen's Mind, you know that.
What's that?
Sign of the Gypsy Queen.
Damn that song. God.
I know you can't. It's funny.
Yeah.
It's about weather.
Which one?
I said it's about weather. What else? You What a Night. Oh, look at my camera. It's horrible. I like to rock. I like to rock. That's a really big one of mine. Don't like it hot, babe. I like it if you like it.
Weeping Widow.
Oh, I listen to that all the time. Weeping widow, don't you cry.
All Over Town. That was a great track.
That's a good song. Who sings Six Dressed Up as a Nine?
That'd be Trooper. Which I swear they wrote about my ex.
Six.
Actually, it's 3, isn't it?
4 dressed up as a 6.
I thought it was 3 dressed up as a 9.
3. You're right.
I just remember playing that at a band practice, a Smile Harder band practice, no less. You know, in between songs, I think Rich was retuning, and I just started playing that song, and Larry jumped in. Corey just lost it. Like, immediately starts looking up the lyrics online. You go, oh, we're doing this. Loved it. Uh-oh, I think we lost connection on you. Oh, you're back? Maybe?
Yeah.
I think you're here. There you go. You're back. Sort of. Doug comments 1 as a 2.
I like Trooper. Nobody's Trooper. Am I back?
Sort of. You look like I normally do when I go solo. A little pixelated, but you're here.
I feel like I'm here.
Super Jago, what? It's like,
me.
come back! Hey, marks those images. Ooh, I Wouldn't Want to Lose Your Love. That's a good song.
I'll be back.
Jason Bone, hello. Ooh, What a Night.
Oh, you know what? That is such a good song. I wouldn't want to lose your love. Wouldn't want to lose your love. Such a good song. I sing that all the time. Couldn't stand the pain. You know it drive me insane. I like last night, or the last note. Darling, I need
April Wine's drummer, Jerry Mercer, was living in Kingston. Because I knew somebody and their kid was taking drum lessons.
See, if you don't like April Wine or you don't know who they are, check them out.
Okay, 3-Card Monty's asking, was Stompin' Tom huge in Canada? I think it'd be bigger here than anywhere else in the world. Stomp Tom was iconic. Nice. Who else we got? We got 91 people watching. Nice. Chris Thomas says Sloan does a version of something. Where they do a version of?
Oh, really?
A lot of tunes in the last little bit.
My battery was dying. I think that was my problem.
Well, we'll go for a little while. Oh, I think we may have lost her. I was going to say we'll go a little while longer, but hey, Travis. Well, hopefully she can reconnect. I'll keep going. We'll see how it goes here. This has been fun. This has been enjoyable. I hope everyone's been having a good time. She can plug it in or something, hopefully. And she gone. Doug, she gone. Oh, I Wouldn't Want to Lose Your Love. Oh, I got to check that out. Okay. Thanks, Chris. That's cool. Travis from Louisiana. Nice. Symmetry's grown up a sockeye salmon in a bit. Nice. Not too shabby. So what do we have coming up on the channel? Canucks with Guitars tomorrow night. Likely Terry co-hosting, possibly Tom if he's coherent and has a voice. Maybe we'll see. Tom's he's had just about all his parts fail lately. So yeah, exactly. Super Gigawatt. Just roll one up and we'll just see what happens. Actually, I should keep my phone handy in case she texts or something. We'll see. We'll see. Took her a few times to jump back in earlier. A few minutes. Thank you, Terry. Oh, we got a thumbs up from her. Okay. I don't know what that means, but we'll see. It could be something. It could be fun, Robot Master Switch. Fitty fitty. Oh, 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 oh. Back and clear. Everyone's like, come back, come back. We dropped out of 6 people watching.
I think my battery went below 15%.
Gotcha. Are you plugged in now?
I am plugged in. I thought I was, and I wasn't. I was having such a good time. I love being on these streams.
Close enough. Just close enough.
I was sitting right here. The charger was right here, and here's the phone. I'm upset that I can't see the chat. It's bothering me.
Milt says, my son wants to know if you still have your Warlock. I've never owned a Warlock. I got a Mockingbird, if we're talking BC Riches.
So you said you don't listen to music as much lately.
Yeah.
Lately, I have been listening to... I've been on a really big Yes kick.
Ooh.
Like, I listen to a lot of Yes. And I particularly enjoy Trevor Raven. And I don't know, are you familiar with Trevor Raven? And if anybody in the chat is, I know one person is.
I think I've heard that name.
So Trevor Raven was a guitarist. He's from South Africa, and he's extremely well trained. And he did a solo album that is so good. He has 2. One's the Jacaranda Tree. It's good too. But his first solo album, if you go Google Trevor Raven, it's so good. His guitar tone is incredible, and how meticulous he is about the production of his music. But he's so distinctive. He's probably, honestly, the first guitarist that I can actually pick out his sound. And so you can tell when Yes was doing, like when Yes had their big breakout, like he's the one that wrote Phone Over Lonely Heart.
Right.
He's the one that they brought in to kind of give the oomph to the band.
Yeah. Tom was saying, yeah, he was and is a session guitarist as well.
Amazing. But he does all the music for, I can't remember, someone could pop in the chat if they can Google that even. He does all the movie scores for a big, huge movie producer. And that's why you don't hear from him as much. But
here's I'm Not Old, I'm Vintage.
Hey. Something to Hold On To, I think, is my biggest hit or biggest song of his that I really enjoy. But I listened to Chris Squire album is really good. Rick Wakeman stuff is kind of okay, but I listen to a lot of Yes. I Am Waiting is a big one I've been listening to lately. My one, okay, so listen, I'm going to make a pub PSA here right now.
Okay, listen, I'm like, uh-oh. Speaking of which, someone was asking what you're drinking, because I'm like, I'm hearing it now. Somebody was asking what you're drinking.
Oh,
Three Dog Wine.
Three Dog Winery, Pinot Grigio, 2019. It's from Picton. It's got finesse, apparently.
Hey, welcome, Harry. Harry the guitarist. Hey, first time here, new sub. I like death metal, but enjoy all gear talk. I can't say I'm a fan of death metal, but...
No, but there's a lot of fans here of death metal.
There is, and I can appreciate it from a technical standpoint because I can't do it. I tried. Well, I never played death metal, but I used to play pretty heavy stuff. Sounding like an old man. I used to play the heavy stuff, and then the heavy stuff got heavier. So I don't know why I play the heavy stuff. It's so true, though. I don't know what used to be called metal. No, that's rock. No, because that's rock. No, that's oldies. Well,
so let's do a plug though for our friends Jay and Brian.
Yes.
So every last Wednesday on Johnny Bean's channel. So Johnny Bean, Google. Every last Wednesday they have Metal Wednesday.
Metal Wednesday.
You would really enjoy that. Jay is the guitarist for the band Gizmachi. Gizmachi.
Yeah. I don't know if they're metal, but they're heavy and aggressive.
No, but they're heavy.
Good.
They're prog, and I enjoy it. There he is. You know what? Jay's is probably like I listen to their music, and I know that Bjorn it's great that Bjorn's on the album. That's awesome. But is it Mike that sings the other stuff? I enjoy it's enjoyable. I can hear actual music in there, which, to be honest, I'm not into screaming. I don't get it. I appreciate the fact that other people like it.
Yeah, I learned to just tune it out. Like, even when I played in One Day to Live, the singer would be like, what do you think of the new lyrics? I'm like, I don't know. They seem to be on point timing-wise. Oh, we might have a surprise guest. You get a surprise guest? No?
Yeah.
No? Yes?
Yeah. Come here. Come here. Say hi.
Who's this? What's going on here? Why aren't you asleep?
Hi, Uncle Ben.
Hi, Sam.
You say hi to everybody?
Hi.
She's gotten to stay up late because she's watching movies with Daddy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're watching Sahara.
Yeah.
Mommy loves that movie.
That's a great movie.
It's a good soundtrack is what it is.
Yeah.
You getting sleepy?
We got 3 minutes till the big part.
Oh, you love the big part when they shoot out the cannon?
No, when everyone comes to celebrate them.
Oh, right.
Everyone's saying hi.
Everyone is saying hi. We don't have the chat on right now because Mommy can't see it. Mommy's Wi-Fi went out again. All right, you going to go?
Wash my hands because I just went to the bathroom.
Okay, good. Can I have a kiss?
Hi, Sam.
She went pee, ladies and gentlemen. Say bye.
Bye.
Yep. That chip off the old block.
She is a chip off the old block. Because
let's be honest, if either of our parents were doing some form of live stream this time of night when we were growing up, we would figure out a way to get on.
You know what that just reminded me of? You know what I felt like? I was setting up the camera. I felt like Dad. When Dad used to set up the reel-to-reel and put the microphone up to the TV and tape Austin City Limits. Shh! Don't come downstairs. Shh! I'm recording. And he's got a microphone up to the TV.
Speaking of cronies. What's up, Bill?
Well, listen, we have time. I'm going to get the 45 collection because people are always talking about the 45s that they like. And I'm going to talk about 45s that I like from when I was a kid. Hold on.
We're also going to see, folks, how many 45s of mine that she's liberated over the years.
I'm at the front door. I don't. I would love to. But you don't make me talk about the 45s that you had. You know what my brother had? My brother had. Well, he had Love in an Elevator. But you had Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock. I want to rock down. I'm Rob Bass. I came to get down. I'm not internationally known, but I'm known rock microphone. Get loose up. Oh. It takes 2 to make things go right. Oh, look at this, Ben.
Nice. It's a portable stereo. Well, a portable mono. It's not stereo.
All the poor kids be like.
I do want to say, yeah, but we should mention the reason Dad was taping a lot of those Austin City Limits like that by microphone to get an audio clip was he had to learn the material to play at the next band practice type thing.
Who remembers this group?
I'm assuming, was that yours or mine?
Oh, this is mine. I loved this song. Don't go, don't leave me now.
No, that wasn't mine then. Yeah.
Wow,
I do remember them though. Hey, what's up, Doc?
Stick around now a while, yeah. Remember these? Turn the page and the chimes will ring like this. Bing, bing. Oh, here's my first. Fine Young Cannibals.
Which one?
She drives me crazy. Ooh.
So after they reinvented themselves.
And the other song is a lot of squeaking. It's called Pull the Sucker Off is the other side. It's a lot of squeaking. Oh, here is Billy Joel's We Didn't Start the Fire.
We didn't start the fire.
I love that.
Yeah, Amanda came in a little late on Billy's career, unfortunately.
Oh, look. Here's one of Dad. Old Bailey music. Tribute to John Lennon. No idea. Where's
Did he
Patience?
play on it, I wonder?
I don't know. I was thinking he did. That was like what Phil Bailey record. Bob McQuaid. So there you go. There's Bob McQuaid and Poncho. Honcho. I said Poncho. I used to call them Poncho when I was a kid because I didn't know what Honcho meant. I was like, what a
Yeah, I remember that. Like after I'd gone to a few of the fundraisers when you started coming along a year or two later, and you're like, what's concho? I'm like, I don't know, and I don't feel like asking.
This is me and my dad. Yeah, that's Dad and I. That's our song.
Yeah, that would have been Dad's 45.
Why do we have a Ray Stevens 45? We have a Ray Stevens 45.
Sure, why
it's not even like
a Ray Stevens 45.
We have just one of life's little tragedies and Funny Man. I don't know those. Marty Robbins. Oh, here's Steve Winwood. Is that yours?
Might be.
It's Valerie. It's mine now because I like Steve Winwood. That's the best concert I've ever seen. Best concert I have ever seen is Steve Winwood and Peter Frampton, and Kim Mitchell opened for them.
Damn.
Best concert I've ever seen. I have never been so. I got hair in my mouth.
Now, was that Winwood and Frampton together?
No.
Oh.
But Peter Frampton, you know what happened? The lights went dark, and he started the theme to Doctor Who.
The audio file in the chat, it's like, OMG, Amanda, quit touching the grooves.
Oh, Bill, these are so dirty, and they're covered in 4-year-old fingerprints. I'm going to, here's Ish and Lenny. See, these are the clowns that Ben and I knew.
Literally, a couple of clowns we knew. There's a couple of clowns we knew. Literally. I got a hole in my umbrella.
Well,
let's be honest. A lot of the folkies of the 60s and 70s became children's entertainers in the 70s and 80s.
It's true.
They all did.
Because
the folk scene dried up.
I also, Bill Samuel, asked for a record cleaning kit for Christmas, and I've yet to get one, so it's fine. December 1963, Oh What a Night. I have a dance routine to that song. Here's my Mr. Rogers CD.
Oh, somebody woke up at 3 in the morning.
Ooh, Martin.
Hello, mate.
Oh, I'm so happy you made it. Cheers, Mike. You should go to sleep, but
yeah, go back to sleep, bud.
So here's a little known fact.
Hey, Gear Junkie. He's just popping in. He wanted to wish he's going to watch on replay, as he does with our shows. Thanks for stopping in and saying hello.
I have met a lot of people through here, and I have met some unbelievable people. People I've gotten very close to. Mike and I have talked like so much, and I sent him pictures. I didn't even tell you this, Ben, and I hope this is okay for me to say, Mike. But I sent him pictures as I was passing of the area where his family lived here years and years ago. His mother lived in this area, or grandmother lived in Ontario, and I passed the area where I figured she lived after I did some research. And so I got him some pictures. So she lived kind of around Parry Sound, Ben, between Parry Sound and French River.
Mm-hmm.
There's an area around, I can't remember the name.
Kind, it was my nan.
Yeah. Mike is one of the nicest people I've ever known.
Yep.
Here's my brother's favorite song. It's called Little Boxes.
Oh, God.
People know that song from the theme song. It was the theme song to Weeds, that show Weeds, but the chick that sold weed. Little boxes on the hillside, little boxes made of ticky-tacky.
Just stop.
So I have.
She would play that to torture me.
I did.
I think that song alone single-handedly destroyed folk music for me.
Dave Clark 5, catch us if you can.
Nice.
So here's
right back at you, Mike. He says, sending you both so much love, guys. Right back at you, my friend.
Back. You know what, Mike? Good luck today. And let me give you a piece of advice.
Is very important. We know.
The first step that you take is getting your liver scanned. Y'all have to watch how much you're drinking, but it doesn't matter if you drink or not. Your liver is still at risk. So keep an eye on things, because once it starts to go, there's no coming back. Livers are not like kidneys. They're not repairable. So have your fun, but know that if you want to have your fun, that might be how you go. Skeeter Davis, The End of the World. That song was the saddest song I've ever heard in my whole entire life. Don't they know it's the end of the world? Bob Dylan.
Nice.
Oh, here's Guns N' Roses. Ben bought this for me.
I did?
For my birthday. You did. Patience.
Oh, wow. And what is it?
Patience.
Nice.
And Rocket Queen on the back. B-side is
are they? I wonder if they're just album cuts or are they a live track on the B-side? Okay, so what was the A-side and what was the B-side?
Rocket Queen.
Rocket Queen was the A-side?
No, B-side.
So Patience was the single, and they threw Rocket Queen on as a B-side.
I'm so impressed with my whistling right now. Here's my favorite Rolling Stone song, and I've said this in every chat, and everyone ignores me consistently. And you know what? I got a beef. I got a beef about it because y'all don't know this song, and that's why you don't comment on it, because you don't know. What a shame. What a Shame is my favorite Rolling Stone song. What a shame. Nothing seems to be going for what a shame.
Did they write it?
Nothing seems to be going right. Richard Jagger. Yes, they did. It's bluesy.
I know the song, obviously, because hell, I probably played it for you to hear it the first time.
I love that song, and it's probably the only really huge Rolling Stone song that I enjoy, except for Wild Horses, but that's just because I'm a chick.
Sorry, I'm laughing at Chris's comment. Just had my first bong hit in 10 days. Holy crap.
I haven't smoked from a bong in years. Ain't No Mountain High Enough.
Which version?
Oh, the right one. The right one. Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell.
Just asking. Yep. Just asking.
Do you know who wrote that song?
Oh, and by the way, Milt agrees with you. That's a great song.
It is. Interestingly enough, Ain't No Mountain High Enough is written by Ashford and Simpson. Ha!
See you,
I
Preston.
remember.
Have a good one, bud.
Hello, goodbye. Dan
Just got
Fogelberg,
36 people watching.
longer.
Okay.
I love that song. Dan Fogelberg. Longer than living
Gotta be
fishes.
Mom.
Yep.
You know that wasn't
The
Dad.
Hollies. Oh. Starland Vocal Band. The only song that y'all know from the Starland Vocal Band
Apparently, Mom knew it too.
that I thought was about eating Turkish delight at a picnic in a park.
You were a little wrong.
Bunch of people hanging around eating Big Turks. That's what I thought it was. Skyrockets. I thought they were watching fireworks. Like we did at Centennial Park. Skyrockets in flight. Afternoon delight. Then I became an adult. And who's Chad Stewart and Jeremy Clyde? Chad Stewart and Jeremy Clyde. I don't know. The Poppers. The Yardbirds.
Canadian
This
looking.
is a sad song. I'm a man. Yeah, right. Very Canadian. Red Leaf. Red Leaf.
Sounds like
That's
a tobacco brand.
Produced by Duff Roman. For David Mostway. Duff
Sure.
Roman. That sounds like a producer's name. Duff Roman.
We had Duff Roman do the production work on it. Oh, okay, Duff Roman.
Duff. Who is this that tweets about Van Halen that they don't show their name? It's annoying. I don't understand Twitter. Yeah, the Yardbirds' I'm a Man is the most frightening song I've ever heard in my entire life. And I just realized there's a cigarette burn on there.
I don't think that's a cigarette burn.
I
think that's a mark to mark it down for discount bin.
Oh, good call. It's a scary song.
Well, notice that we got 107 thumbs ups tonight.
You do? We do? Johnny Horton. Dad didn't like Johnny Horton.
Yeah, but you might have had to learn it for something.
The Everly Brothers.
Again, more schoolwork.
I love Everly Brothers, but this is actually Like Strangers and A Brand New Heartache, which is very odd. Cliff Richard. Oh, the Cuckoo song. Love and Learn. No, where's the good stuff? Brenda Lee. This has a crack in it. That sucks. Pat Boone. Barf. Tennessee Ernie Ford. 16 tons.
I'm just like, I can tell which ones are dads and which ones were moms.
Right? Tom Dooley, the Kingston Trio. Which one's that, Ben?
That would be Mom.
Arlo Guthrie.
Mom.
City of New Orleans. I don't remember this. This came from something. I don't want no pickle. I just want to ride my motorcycle. This is it. This is the first, besides Heatwave, this is the first song I ever learned was the Shoop Shoop song. Does he love me? I want to know. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But the B-side by Betty Everett is called Hands Off. And if you are a lady and you're watching this, you got to look this song up. I still sing this all the time. It's by VJ Records. It was produced on VJ Records. Take your hands off of him. He don't belong to you. It's got this like bluesy, take your hands off of him. He don't belong to you. And there's a line, how does the first line go? That really one. Love, wake me every morning. Love me like you should. No, I got it wrong. I'll get it right somehow. Cherish by The Association. I listen to this song all the time. I know that sounds cheesy, but The Association was actually a really good group, and their harmonies were exceptional. So picture this, Italy. Every time you see a post of mine on Instagram and it's around my lunchtime, I am on my lunch break and I spend my entire break because it's the only time that I have to myself right now. So you all get in your cars, you drive places, and I don't drive. So you get alone time. I wake up, I have a child. I go to work, I talk to people. I'm in the car, I'm with somebody. I get to work, I'm talking to people all day. I work at a bank. I get home. On the way home, I'm talking to somebody. I get home, I'm talking to somebody. So the only time in my whole day that I have to myself when I'm at work is 15 minutes before I start work and the hour that I might get with my headphones on. That's it. So if you guys have had a busy day and your day is full, I have 1 hour and 15 minutes possible to myself. And I spend that with headphones on. And I listen to select songs that are going to make me happy or put me in a mood. And I belt them out. I sit on a curbstone in the parking lot and I sing. And that's all I do. And anybody who's around hears me, and it sucks to be them.
Bon Jovi.
But you know what? My go-to right now, well, there's two songs that I always really like to listen to is the Taking It to the Streets by the Doobie Brothers.
Taking it to the day.
I love that song.
See you, 802 Blues. Have a good night, my friend.
The Blues. Oh, you. I love his voice in that. Telling me the things you're gonna do for me. And I'm singing it. That and Ventura Highway by America.
It's my bed.
Your bedtime?
Yeah.
Okay. Bye, my love. I'll see you in the morning. Ventura Highway. I sing Ventura Highway
Great track.
all the time. Like, I love America as a country as well. But I love them as a band. I listen to You Can Do Magic because that's very CJBQ.
Mhm.
Very CJBQ.
And what she means by CJBQ, folks, again, you're only talking to 5 people there. For the rest of you, that's AM radio, local AM radio, which introduced us also to April Wine, because like Just Between You and Me, Say Hello, those type of songs were always on CJBQ.
Whomever was the programming director at the time on CJBQ is really the backdrop of my childhood. Ben can acknowledge that when I was a child, and I don't know if anybody else has ever gone through this as a kid, but my parents always, well, my mom, I assume, I had my radio on when I went to bed every single night from the time I can remember, probably 2.
Oh, at least,
And it was always on CJBQ 800 or CJTN, but generally CJBQ. And I would rock.
Because CJTN was country, so put it on the...
I would rock my head to the music. And I recall when Asia was released, I recall all these songs. I interpret them differently in my mind. But America was one of them that I remember all the lyrics to. I remember hearing a lot of Journey, Asia, America,
Chilliwack.
Chilliwack. They exposed us to some good 38 Special, but also Gino Vanelli.
Sure.
Right?
Well, the one band I want to put out that, you never hear of anymore because they're not really doing much anymore, but had a lot of well-knownness in Canada. Platinum Blonde.
Platinum Blonde were huge. They should be. Platinum Blonde were bigger than Honeymoon Suite.
Seemed like
For
it.
sure.
But I
For
don't think they were big out. Yeah, but a lot of that was production and promotion. Knowing the people that are involved in the band.
Not in Love. I remember you had Not in Love. Ben had a tape. You had a tape called This Is Rock. Remember that?
Yeah, which was like a K-Tel compilation album.
Yeah, and it was really good. It had Not in Love. It had Follow Your Heart and Triumph. It's like the person that did that album chose the good songs. You know,
Yeah, there was
and I know that they
two
were
compilation
the
albums that they advertised on TV all the time, and I ended up getting both of them, but not off TV. Like found them in a discount bin or something.
Follow
And,
Your Heart by Triumph is one of their lesser known songs, but in my opinion, one of their best songs. I was big on that song.
oh yeah,
Huge. I can picture your tape deck at that time. I'm just like in my
Marsman. He says, "Ah, crap! I forgot about the Pursuit of Happiness. I'm an adult." Saw them play in Kingston. I saw them at AJ's Hangar.
There was a Berg in. There's a Berg that's in one of. Is it in Pete Thorne's chat? Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Berg that's in there. I'm like, I wonder if you're related to Mo. I follow Mo on Instagram.
Yep, same here. He's DJ now.
I'm an adult now.
And his wife works for the school board.
I got the problems of an adult. I'm a libido. I'm an adult now. Cigarette Dangle is like their.
Well, really, if don't listen to, like, if they put out a greatest hits, don't listen to it because there's only like really 3 songs. Like Hard to Laugh, Cigarette Dangles,
Hard
they all
to
kind
Laugh.
of thing.
Hard to Laugh is their best song in my mind.
Yeah.
I'm an adult.
I also got to give out special mentions to Junk House.
Mm.
They had some great songs.
Candlebox is Canadian, yeah?
I believe so. And The Odds.
Oh, I'm a huge fan of The Odds.
I remember. I don't know if you remember this.
Oh.
You said to me, you were like, I don't know if you were living down here at the time or not, but it was an Odds song came out, and you're like, have you heard that new Odds tune? Because we both love The Odds. And I was like, which one's that? You're like, well, they got a new video out. I'm like, is that the one where they're like driving around and Junk House is chasing them around in a pickup truck? And you're like, that was Junk House? I'm like, yeah, that was Junk House. You're like, no shit. I'm like, yeah.
That was Eat My Brain.
That was just like the ultimate thing because you're watching a music video, you know, and you're like, okay. And then all of a sudden, it would be like if you're watching Sabotage by the Beastie Boys, and then all of a sudden, I don't know, another hip hop group is the bad guys that they're after. So you're like,
so funny.
What? Did they just pull over, you know, whomever, you know?
Google The Odds, Eat My Brains. Also Google Heterosexual Man, their first big hit.
Actually, it wasn't.
What? Well, to me, it was.
Wendy Under the Stars.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was the only decent song on the Neapolitan album. And of course, they had to change it because the chorus was, I was fucking Wendy under the stars the night that Elvis died, as opposed to, I made love to Wendy. And we're like, you guys sold out. I'm like, then all of a sudden they got a career. And we're like, all right, we get it. You got radio play. And now, you know, you can buy a new Ford Econoline to tour across Canada, I guess.
The Odds album, Age of Electric.
Not a fan myself. Larry, my old bass player, was friends with them.
Yes. Yes. Who else was? See, I didn't even go into the. I liked Trouble Charger, Canadian. I liked different. I don't know.
Trouble Charger. I didn't even really. I became more a fan of them when I saw them live because I was working backstage at a festival and they were playing. Who are you guys? And everyone's like, American Psycho. American Psycho. I'm like, what? Like huge fucking hit.
Oh, you go.
And then when they played, I'm like, oh yeah.
Go.
Yeah, but the worst. Oh, okay. Chris Thomas mentioned Trouble Charger earlier, and I missed it. Or, you know, well, that was me.
I would have caught it if I was able to see the chat.
Yeah, but I just like what the worst part was the front man. Well, it's only the 2 dudes that are left, right? The 2 guitar players or whatever.
Yeah,
and
they produce music now.
Well, one of them discovered Sum 41.
Yes,
that was
him, the main guy.
That's where his paychecks came from.
Lead singer guy. He's a producer.
I think I was talking to him. I was backstage, Gear Talk.
Points all over his head. Trying to be on the school, but
I was hanging out talking with, let's say, Pete Goyer, probably. Because, Pete's a gear nerd like me.
Yes.
And we're talking about delay pedals. And I was checking out the treble chargers gear backstage. Right. And I didn't see their pedal boards out, but I was looking at the amps and stuff. And then the guy's like, so what are you talking about? Like, and I said, the MXR carbon copy is the industry standard analog delay. And this is about 8-10 years ago. Yeah. And pretty much, they were selling, like, there was as many carbon copies sold as every other delay put together at the same time.
Me in bed.
Could use that as the thumbnail somehow, some way.
Oh, we could do that in the future.
So I started talking to this dude, and he's like, I've never heard of the carbon copy. I'm like, you call yourself a musician and you don't know what the MXR carbon copy is? Like, really,
Classic
dude?
Statement right there. Classic fan statement. Just heads up.
Yeah, because I don't care who you are. Like, if you're going to talk gear or not.
We don't care who you are.
I thought he was a roadie for the band. I didn't realize it was the main dude. So they get out, they play. They go out and they, hey, it's Treble Charger. I'm like, hey, it's that dude. He's not the roadie. He's the dude. I'm like, right, it's Canadian. There is no dudes. They don't have roadies. We're the roadies.
We don't have dudes.
There's no roadies, So they're playing, and then I go up to help break down the gear, and then that's when I check out his pedal board, and it's nothing but boutique pedals all over his board. I'm like,
I bet.
That's why he's never hard. Because he'd be like, can you just give me this that does this? And he calls up a Lawrence type person, and Lawrence makes it for him. I'm like, I get it.
Lawrence type person.
Yeah, everyone has a Lawrence in their life.
Where is he? Is he here?
He's busy building pedals, I bet.
I have to go pee.
All right. Well, do you want to wrap things up? We have gone over 2 hours.
All right.
We could do that. All right. So, yeah, we still got 69 people watching. This is awesome.
That's good.
So, thanks everybody that tuned in tonight. Amanda will be back for her birthday hangout.
July 5th, I think, is a Monday.
So you could co-host or you could do your own show on the Sunday prior.
Or Sunday and then recover.
Yeah.
I think we should do Sunday with guests.
Okay, well, you get to run the show. It's your birthday, so you can invite on whoever you want. You just say, hey, send the link to this person. I'm like, fine. If you want to have Christian Hunter on, fine. I don't know. I'll figure out a way to get in touch with them.
I think guests would be fun. It would be like a birthday party.
Well, that's why I do it that way. Coming up in a couple of weeks, my birthday hangout. I think. No, wait. How does that work? Hang on. Let me look.
Can I be on your birthday hangout?
The 16th is next week, next Sunday. So we've got Scott Brockway coming on. Then I'm going to have mine the day after my birthday on the 23rd. We'll be doing the birthday hang. Confirmed. We have 2 guests confirmed, but I want to leave the rest open to basically people that come on, if they want to jump on, say hi, whatever, and then jump off and have someone else come on. Did you want to come on that night too? Is that what you're leaning at? All right. Well,
yeah.
My sister's going to be
I do.
Bunch of leeches. Fucking cousin Doug earlier today, and now you. So Doug's on, and you're on, and
Ever. I'm way hotter than Doug.
Well, that's a given. Yes. Even if it's my sister, no, I will admit. Isn't that the most redneck? Yes, my sister's hotter than my cousin.
Okay.
My sister's hotter than my cousin.
Yeah,
okay.
if you haven't followed me on Instagram.
I don't think Doug's still in the chat, so we can show the incriminating photo yet again.
Totally show it. Show it. Do it.
I just randomly found a photo of Uncle Lang.
Oh, I was going to wear Uncle Link's shirt tonight.
To wrap things up.
Yeah, wrap. Look, I just found a photo of Uncle Lang. Totally different. He's our dad looking like Kenny Rogers.
And there's Doug looking not like Kenny Rogers. And a text from him saying, I am here, fucker.
Oh. That's so funny.
Oh well, it happens.
In
Don't
high
worry.
school.
There's Amanda in high school.
That was a good dance. I went to a school dance that night.
So yeah, thanks everybody that tuned in tonight. We're just bleeding guests that we're down to 62. For the 62 that are watching, go check out Metal. He's on live right now. Check out his show. Tell him Ben sent you. It's a Ben invasion. Ben and Amanda sent you over to Metalhead
Hey,
Hippie.
Amanda sent me because she's awesome.
Yeah, I know. Doug said, yeah, I know. Doug, on my birthday, he's going to show the video. Hey, he's got the most incriminating one, and me just hammered on my birthday, I believe.
He can't. It's fine.
So there we are. So again, if you're new, please subscribe, like, all that fun stuff. Although if you're watching at this point, you probably have. Drank the whole bottle. One glass.
Not even
One glass. But then again, I've had a few. I've been playing the glass saxophone a bit too. So
kind of works. I'm not even taking.
So on behalf of my sister and myself, I'll be back tomorrow with Canucks with Guitars, and then I'll make some videos and put them up on here so you can watch them later in the week. And cheers, rock on. Oh wait, no, hold those doors open. Haha.
Hold the floors open. Hold the floors open. Kermit is real.
Hold the floors open and Kermit is real. Okay. Be good to each other. All that. Cheers, folks. We'll see you tomorrow.
Love everyone. Just love you.